Garifuna American Heritage Foundation United proudly presents the Clifford J. Palacio Garifuna Language and Culture Academy Online. It's every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time through www.lmbroots.com in the Bronx, New York, and www.radiocentroamerica.com in Los Angeles. Classes are free and for the entire family. Download the homework or handout from Facebook's Garifuna Language and Culture Academy page or from www.garifunaheritagefoundation.org. All radio programs will be recorded and archived on YouTube's GAFU channel for on-demand listening. This project is made possible in part by a grant from the Alliance for California Traditional Arts in partnership with the Walter and Elise Haas Fund and the William and Flora Hewitt and the James Irvine Foundation. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome this evening. This is the Clifford J. Palacio Garifuna Language and Culture Academy. We are live from the studios in Long Beach, and we have LMB Roots Radio all the way down in the Boogie Down Bronx. And of course, in Los Angeles, we are live through radiocentroamerica.com. So welcome to you as we welcome all the way from Nicaragua in Central America, another arm of the Garifuna Nation, another arm, of course, of what has been forgotten for a long time, the Garifuna people of Nicaragua. So we're going to welcome Ms. Brigitta Sambola tonight, who is the elected president of Aganik. She's gonna be the one to explain to us what Aganik stands for, and then she's gonna give us an update on what's going on in the affairs of Garinagu in Nicaragua. So welcome tonight, Ms. Brigitta Sambola. How are you this evening?
Good evening, Brother Roddy, and the audience out there. I am doing fine, thanks for asking. How about yourself? How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I am very excited to have such a personality tonight. We are very proud that you have been elected as the president of Aganik, AAGANIC. Aganik stands for what? Can you please break it down for us?
Sure. Aganik, Asociación Afro-Garifuna Nicaragüense.
Okay, so it's the Nicaraguan Garifuna Association. Beautiful.
That is correct.
Okay, so tell us, when did the election take place and how do you feel about that?
Okay. So the election for the new elected president of Aganik took place in the month of March of this year, 2016, on the date of the 20th. This election took place in the beautiful Garifuna community of La Fe. La Fe is in the Pearl Lagoon municipality. We're only like 10 minutes away from Orinoco in speedboat. So that's the date that the election took place.
Okay, beautiful. So can you repeat the name of the community one more? I did not get that.
La Fe, the Fe.
La Fe. Oh, como Santa Fe, but in this case it would be La Fe.
La Fe, exactly.
Okay, so and it is in the Lagoon district,
The
right?
Lagoon municipality.
The Blue Lagoon municipality. Beautiful. Great. This is great news. I remember doing an interview with you a while back, and the moment that you told me, and it's so vivid in my mind, is when you said, Ronnie, the moment I get elected as the new president of Aganik, I'm going to call you back and I'm going to be talking to my people. And so proud of you. I am so proud of you that you promised and you delivered. So please let us know how you feel about that.
Okay, Ronnie, I am very excited up until this moment, and to the audience who are in tune with us right now. You know, when I went down, because I'm living here in Managua, The community, they got together and they called me because they think I would be a good candidate. I was running from it, to be honest. I really didn't want that. Because I'm aware that this is a big responsibility, number one. It is a big responsibility, and I sit down and I said, the age I have to pick up this responsibility, it's too big. I don't want it. So I was running from it. But there were other people out there who were trying to encourage me. And they said, Greg, don't run away from it. Take it. Man, I got convinced, self-conviction, and I went down for this election. And when I went to Orinoco, I was there like for a couple of minutes, and we took the panga and we went to La Fe. So meanwhile, this activity or this event was going on, we had representatives from all the different communities in La Fe, all the different Garifuna communities in La Fe, all the different commissions that are under Organic. Well, my heart began to beat like really, really fast. Boom, 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 boom. I was nervous, and I was like, why am I nervous? But the way the people were performing, I was like, what? This is the way people want me so bad. Like, I was nervous and I started to cry because it wasn't my expectation. I haven't been home for like a couple of years now. Mm-hmm. You know, I always living out of Orinoco and all of the other communities. But they were excited and the election went off very good. You know, out of the 6 different communities, I got 5 votes. So the community chose me, and I am very excited. I am proud of my Garinagu here in Nicaragua, and I will always represent them wherever I go.
Beautiful. So you told us right now that you're living on the Pacific Ocean side, which is Managua, the capital city of Nicaragua. So you're away from the community. How does that affect the work that you do as a president of Organic?
Yes. For me, as an individual, I am really, I'm kind of guilty about it. But you know what is the good part of it, Ronnie? The people understand, and they say, Grega, you don't have to live in Orinoco to support us. We know you care and we know you can do it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So stay to your work. We're going to support you, and you just do what you have to do from there. So, especially right now as we're organizing for our big celebration this month of November, Ronnie, I'm telling you, and the audience, 100% support from the communities. With the little they have, they're supporting. I mean, in every form. And it motivates me to even go further for them. And they understand me. They said, we want you. Come back to Orinoco, be elected as the president, and go back to work. I was like, what? You know, I wasn't expecting that from them either.
That is beautiful.
But
that is
I believe it's God and our ancestors who set me into this position to make a difference for our people.
Now, let's get down to the reality of Nicaragua, of the Garifuna from Nicaragua. Can you please give us a state of the Garifuna as we know it at this point in Nicaragua? First of all, give us the 6 communities that there are in Nicaragua and tell us what's going on with bringing back the culture.
Okay. So the first community we have is Brown Bank. Brown Bank. We have La Fe. We have St. Vincent. We have Marshall Point. Orinoco. Orinoco and Justo Point joined together now. So we got Orinoco and Justo Point in one. And then we include Bluefield as part of the Garifuna community. And the only reason we do that is because a big majority of our Garinagu migrate to Bluefield for studies, for work.
Wow.
And some of them just live there. Right now, what's going on, Ronnie, I have 7 months and a half since I took over as the new president for Organic. Mm-hmm. Well, we know that Organic been here for over 17 years. And right now, what the people are focusing on right now, with all the excitement from within, is the language. No, everybody's pounding on me because they says, you got to get this thing together and you're going to make the difference because we want to learn our language. That's one of the things that everybody's focusing on right now. You know? And I believe for us to keep our culture alive, we have to promote first what we have.
Yes, indeed.
As Garinago in a whole, we have a lot to offer to people. Here in Nicaragua, we might not have, much like, comparing to Honduras, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were here by ourselves for long, and we lost our language. It's almost gone. But, we're not giving up. We're not giving up. I believe in promoting what we have. For years, people been saying Nicaragua, Garinagu, as a set of people who only can dance. And that's not true. That is not true. We have a full package, as I always mention. And I was sitting down when you wrote me and you said, Grega, you have an interview. That's what I'm going to tell the people now. Okay.
I put you on the spot.
I mean, you put me on the spot, and I was analyzing. I was like, what we have? What are we going to do? I know Aganik objective is to see about the rights for all the Garinagu in Nicaragua.
Mm-hmm.
But Aganik is followed by the same people. So together we have to make the difference and see about ourselves with the support from other Garifuna or other Garinagu from out there. I was sitting down. We normally have these big events with culture, tourism, and all of that. But most of the time, these big organizations include Garifuna just to give a dance. And for years, this has been happening. And then I sit down, I'm like, but we have food too. Why never they invite us to come and sell our food in the capital city? You know, and I was sitting down. Wow. And I said, I went on the radio station and I said, it's time for us to promote what we have because you all need to see us as who we are. We are more than just a dance, but we are a full package. I said that out openly on all the media. You know?
That's beautiful.
And, you know, I say because the people have to be aware that we are more than just a punta dance. We have professionals that can take over. And I believe that we are a threat even to the government here in Nicaragua. If we would only come together and unite as one people. And I've been sitting down and I'm thinking like, what I'm going to say. But you know what, Ronnie? To be honest, we have a lot to offer. And not only Garifuna in Nicaragua, but over the entire world, across borders. So let's start by promoting what we have so others will see us more than just a dance.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well said. I like that. All right. One question I have for you, and it's very important to know, how much money or is there any funding coming from the government of Nicaragua towards Aganik?
That's a very good question. Interesting. And several people have been asking me that same question. So I have the answer. Long time ago. Aganik, after being surviving for over 20 odd years, as I became the new president, I got some books that were empty.
What?
That crossed over to me. And I'm going to be honest and I'm going to be clear about it because I don't want anybody to get the wrong information.
Mm-hmm.
Aganik was given to me 0.0.000. And we could go on with zeros.
No money, period.
No money, period. Zero. Now, they says, all right, the government been supporting and the government this and the government that. I'm going to tell you something. Nicaragua, the government that is ruling, and our leaders, some of our same Garifuna leaders, they are brainwashed by the government. And I remember this was mentioned, if you do not have connection with the government, you're not going to get anything. Wow. But I believe that we are even more than the government if we come together in unity. So whatever the government have for the Garinagu, I'm not going to cry over it, you know. I'm not going to cry. Because there is a strategy that they use. Okay, for example, there is a ladder that you have to climb. Mm-hmm. So for you to get the fund for the Garifuna people, you need to climb up there. But before I reach on the third step, the other steps already cut off. So how in the world I'm going to reach up there? Man. You know? Because some of our people who are not in agreement with this new election that took place, there are some of the people who are up there in the government. So it's kind of like I'm gonna let you look bad. I'm not gonna support you. But you know what? That cannot stand against unity. Never ever. So if they want to cut this step off, we're still gonna reach. Don't worry. Mightn't be today, but we're gonna reach.
So what is the
Because
plan?
I believe that bad or wrong things cannot overcome good things. That's
Yes,
what
indeed. I believe that. So what is your plan to try to convince someone in the government of Nicaragua that you need some funding? Whether it is a partisan thing that's going on, politics getting involved, whatever it is, you have the right to go and complain and try to ask for some funding. Other than that, how else can you get funding other than coming from the United States or Europe? Tell me.
Okay, so for example, right now we have several organizations that are supporting us. You see, we have marked the wrong path because Nicaragua only know about Garifuna most of the time when it's the 19th of November. And that's a big thing that has to change immediately. Because you have to see us throughout the year. You cannot see us for one day or for 1 month.
And you know what? Let me
Okay.
take one second. Let me take 1 second. Let me explain to the people who are listening right now that Nicaragua Garifuna do celebrate officially Garifuna Settlement Day on the same day as the Belizeans do. The 19th of November is also the Garifuna Settlement Day of Nicaragua, just in case you got a little confused with the information that Gergita was giving us. Go ahead, Gergita.
Yes. So, therefore, for example, we have a law of Karinagu here. The government gave us that right. So the law 886, it says, all right, so to protect our dance, our language, our food, our culture in general, that law is there. So the government select one Garifuna representative to be on top of that. Now, we should take in a plan to this commission. Well, I don't know, for over the years, no plan ever gone in, like going to the government about Garifuna events. So when I came in, when I asked for the funding as the president, they were like, we don't have a plan as yet. For now, this is the 3rd year since this law was established. And up until now, the representative did not give in a plan for the budget, for the event, or nothing. So this year, as we were organizing this celebration, and we're still doing, I called to the representative and she said, you know, Gregita, she said, there is no budget for that. I'm sorry. I said, you telling me no budget? She said, yeah, there is no. I said, okay, thank you. I cut the phone. Because I was like, our own people who call themselves Garinagu or Garifuna, representing us because of we put them there, they're the ones who are blocking the development for our people. How could you tell me that you love your people when you're not there to fight for them? Come on. What you're doing is using them. And I make it clear to everybody because I'm not going to hide anything. I said, I have to get up to the first lady of this country because, well, she's like the president, okay? She's like the president. Her husband's name is there, but believe me, she moved things. No, it's not easy to get there because I'm not in anything with no politician. I'm not. But I'm not afraid of it neither. Because the people who are there right now, I believe and I know and I'm convinced that I could do a better job than they're doing right now. I know that. Because they are in a position, believe me, Ronnie, but they're not there to stand up for the people. So they go to the meeting and whatever the bigger man says up there, they agree. Yes, I agree. Yes, I agree. That doesn't work like that. We have to fight for our people.
Definitely.
So she said there is no funding. From the Ministry of Culture, get in touch. There wasn't any funding either. Could you believe Ministry of Culture is not going to have a funding for our people? Do you think that is true? That's not true.
That is unheard
That's
of.
not true.
Yes.
It is a trap. Believe me, it is a trap.
Okay,
But-
so now that we are approaching the 19th of November celebration, can you please give us a little bit of information of what's going on? What festivities are you having? A picking of the Queen. I see a flyer that I posted that Aganik is bringing Black Men Soul all the way from Honduras, and then your local grupo Garifuna Ruguma from Honduras, and it's going to take place in a dance hall house in Nicaragua. So can you give us a little bit of the events that are going on leading to the 19th of November, the arrival of Garifuna to Nicaragua, please?
Sure. Well, for over the past years, we've been celebrating 1 week of celebration, starting from the 12th to the 19th. But for this year, the slogan is, Garifuna men and Garifuna women are making a difference. So now we take over the month of November. Started yesterday, we have the pre-selection of Miss Garifuna in Orinoco.
Okay.
With 4 different candidates. These 4 different candidates we took out first and second place. They're going to compete against the different communities that will be arriving the 17th to Orinoco. Now, started yesterday, we start with sport activities and the pre-selection of Miss Garifuna. And it's going to continue like that for all these days until the 19th. Well, until the 20th. Because 20th is when everything is going to be over. We have 4 events planned. There is a tournament, basketball, softball, volleyball. That's going to take place between Orinoco and Marshall Point. Because there is a road that you can walk from Orinoco to Marshall Point.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not far away. So that's going to take place there in Marshall Point and Orinoco. Bluefields will be having their event. All the different communities have a cultural day. So they will be doing traditional games, picnics, food, different races, traditional race. All that's going to be taking place throughout this whole entire month of November. The concert with Black Men Soul is going to be here in Managua for the first time in history. We're having a Garifuna concert in the capital city of Nicaragua, Managua.
Oh, wow, that is beautiful.
Yeah, so they're coming in the 15th. They're going to be singing the 16th night, and the 17th, they're going to go down to Caribbean coast.
Okay.
And that's what's taking place right now.
So they will be in the Garifuna communities on the 19th of November. Of course, jamming all night and all day, along with nice drumming and all of that.
You said it all. The 17th, they will be there in Orinoco.
Excellent. Very good. Well, you know what, Gregita? I want to applaud the work that you're doing. I know there is a lot to be done. And I wish there was somebody in the government of Nicaragua who could get along with you and try to be able to get some funding moving towards the project that you have in mind. I know there is a lot of work to do as far as bringing the language back. I know you have a school, right? Tell me about the school, Garifuna language.
Yeah, we have one teacher, one Garifuna teacher in the entire Nicaragua. One, only one. And she lives in Orinoco. And she gives class from preschool to 5th grade in Garifuna. That's the Garifuna class. That's it. Only Orinoco get the benefit because this one lady is from Orinoco. So the other Garifuna communities, they do not have a Garifuna teacher. So one of our new plans for this coming year is to send out teachers between Guatemala, Honduras, Belize, to learn the language or to get some type of, incitement about the language to come back and teach the children here in the community.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And we want to select one person from each community so they could come back and give back the service to their community.
Wow, that is great. You know what? My next guest tonight is Darius Avila, and he is the man behind the Battle of the Drums. And I'm mentioning this to you because that would be another way to bring back the culture to Nicaragua. Now, the Battle of the Drums, it's a big event now. It's been going on for a few years, and what they do is not only do they have drumming competition, but they also include different genres like Guanarawa, Punta, Gunche, Hugu, you name it. And now they're adding a whole host of things around it. So it's not only one weekend event, it's the entire month of November. I would say the beginning of November leading all the way up to the 19th. So it's beautiful. And maybe if you stay around and you listen to the interview with Darius Avila, we're able to hook up with him, and then you and him could work something out to try to bring the culture and the language back to the beautiful people of Nicaragua, all the Garinagu. How's that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. As long as it is development for our people and in agreement, Ronnie.
Beautiful. That's what we want to hear, definitely. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are live and direct from the studios in Long Beach. This is the Clifford J. Palacio Garifuna Language and Culture Academy. And what we're doing is we're showcasing people such as Ms. Grigita Sambola, who happens to be the newly elected president of AGANIC, the Nicaraguan Afro-Garifuna Association president, who is fighting against all odds to try to maintain the culture in Nicaragua, and not only that, to develop all kinds of programs that will benefit the people. So she had mentioned the 6 Garifuna communities in Nicaragua, and also the fact that she is living in Managua and working in Managua. But from there, she's able to mobilize, of course, and do the things that she's been doing up until today. So tell us in brief, what are some of the things that you need besides what you already mentioned, teachers and schools and all of that? What are some of the things that you some of the things that you would love to see come to Nicaragua, or whether it's money, resources? Just give us an idea.
Ooh. I have a big dream. Oh my goodness.
Go ahead.
I already picture
You never know.
I already picture out how this thing is gonna be, Ronnie. I would like to see job opportunities come in these Garifuna communities.
Mm-hmm.
Because all these Garifuna communities, live off fishing and planting. There is no other option. If you're not a teacher, then you are a nurse. And believe me, the salary is very small. Most of the people says, I'm not going to go study to teach because after I'm not going to get a job. So they focus on fishing for the immediate money or the immediate finance. No, we want to change that vision likewise, because that is not all. We believe in education as Garinagu people. And with the education, we're going to go on top. But the mentality of the people is kind of like, right now is into that little box, but we believe changes is going to come. I want to see job opportunity come to these communities. Definitely we need finance, because that is in zero. And we're not only depending on people to come from us to give us finance. We believe we can raise funds and do things to gain or to earn money for our communities.
Excellent.
Because
Very
as
good.
I said, it's not about one-time celebration. It's about everyday things.
I
All
totally
right?
agree with you. Totally.
We need materials, school materials. We do not have that. We do not have that at all. The 2 and 3 little books that they're in the school, but that is not sufficient for the people or for the children. We definitely need some Garifuna teachers to go and accompany the other teachers in the communities, so they could interact and have a daily conversation. Because if we learn the language and we do not practice it, then it's just like better we don't learn it,
Yes.
So we have to practice this thing to keep it alive. Just like we keep the dance alive, we need to keep the language alive. I want to see job opportunities come. I want to see our young people go out for scholarship so they could widen their vision of life. That's what I want to see. That's my heart desire. And it's going to come true. Believe me, it's going to come true.
Wow, that's
Those
beautiful.
are some of the big things that I would hope for someday. And I do believe it's going to come true.
And you know what? One thing that I really would like to say is when the time comes and when there is funding, since you already have a visa to come to the United States, you are welcome to come not only to New York, but to Los Angeles, where we could welcome you and embrace you and help you do some fundraising so that you could take back not only money, but supplies the way that Dr. Harry Castillo does it. Dr. Castillo, he's the one that built the hospital in that remote area in Honduras. You could also come as an ambassador for your people and hook up with, organizations in New York, organizations such as GAF right here in Los Angeles, so we could get together, do some fundraiser. Not only money, like I said, supplies. We could also make arrangements to have them shipped by boat all the way to the community where you want it to be shipped. So that would be another way, an invitation for you to come. When you're ready, we could send an invitation and we could bring you over. You have to have a lot of planning, so you could, have enough time for you to talk to your job and let you come spend maybe a week or two between Los Angeles and New York and try to come and lobby and fundraise for the people of Nicaragua.
That sounds like a very good idea, Ronnie, and I would appreciate that. And just let me just share something real brief about my job.
Yes.
It's like I'm working in Managua and I'm like the queen in my job. Hey, I'm so proud of my ancestors and I'm proud of Almighty God for his favor. I went to Bluefield for 1 week without vacation. I just went off because I do not have any vacation days. I was embarrassed to go and ask to leave, so I went. I just left and I gone for 5 days. When I came back, I went to my boss office. He said, "Did you bring me lobster?" I said, "No. I'm going to reach to your office." So I went, and I was so guilty of leaving for 5 days. Believe me, 3 days you leave and they just fire you from your job.
They get vexed.
When I went into his office, he said to me, "Grega, why are you doing this to us?" I'm like, "What?" He said, "You keep running." I said, "I don't run, but I don't have vacation either, so I just leave." He says, he looked at me and he smiled. He said, "You know what? I like what you're doing." He said, "Have you ever asked this company to support you?" I said, "Not as yet." I wasn't even thinking about that. But as he brought it up, immediately I respond. I said, "Not as yet. Soon I will bring you a letter." Well, the weekend I took the letter to the boss and he said, "We can support you by paying your flight going down to the coast. I like what you're doing." And I was like, "What?" He said, "Yeah." I couldn't eat for that entire day. I was so happy. So I began to make phone calls on the coast and I told them what happening. And everybody was amazed. Anyway, he did not say anything. He says, "Whenever you need to go, notify me. I'm going to approve your vacation so you can leave. I'm going right now for 15 days. I do not have vacation days, but I'm leaving because they're giving me the permission to leave." Could you imagine? I'm leaving and that's not a government job. That's something private.
Yes.
And they're willing to support. And then I'm like, what about our people? If strangers are supporting this thing. So I have a Garifuna flag for him. I'm going to set it in his office and let him know this is our flag. Look on it every day.
Wow.
And I'm thankful. I'm thankful to our ancestors and I'm thankful to God because they're there in the midst of all this. And I'm thankful to all the organizations who are supporting us. We're thankful to Garifuna Nation. We will be having Brother Ruben Reyes here in Nicaragua and Bernardo Guerrero. They will be here for this event likewise to support us.
When?
For this 19th of November, they're going to be here.
Oh, wow. That is nice. That is very nice. Very special.
Yeah. So we're grateful to them for that. And the people are excited to meet them too. So I think it's going to be good.
No, definitely. Grigita, it's time to go. We have another guest tonight. Is there anything else you want to add to this interview that we haven't mentioned yet?
Well. I want to say thanks to you, Ronnie, and all the audience who set time aside to listen to this short interview tonight. I'm not feeling the time because I'm all excited. And I like this. So I want to thank you all. And remember, unity is strength and power. Once we come together, we're going to tear down every wall of obstacles. And we're going to break through and make a difference wherever we go. Be proud of who you are. We are unique people. And we got the whole complete package. Do not try to fit into other people's culture so that people could look at you. Be who you are and let people love you for who you are. Okay? Unity is strength and it's power. And we are here to make a difference. I love you all.
Yes, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a live interview with Brigida Zambula, who happens to be the newly elected president of AGANIC, the Afro-Nicaraguan, the Afro-Garifuna from Nicaragua Association, of course. And she has a lot of talent. And believe me, you have to meet this girl. She's on fire. So I thank you for the time that you have given us, Brigida. I wish you luck. The best of celebrations for the 19th of November in Nicaragua. And we'll see you soon, hopefully right here in Los Angeles and in New York.
Definitely. And thank you once again. A big hug to all of you people out there. Love you all. And sometime you should come and visit us here in Nicaragua. The doors are open.
Let's go! Yes, Kemot, yeah. Thank you so much. Good to gunyo. Ayo.
Good to go.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to prepare for a phone call to Mr. Darius Avila all the way to Punta Gorda, Toledo in Belize as we approach the Battle of the Drums. We want to know what's going on with the Battle of the Drums, and we have the news straight from PG, Mr. Darius Avila, live right here on the Clifford J. Palacio Garifuna Language and Culture Academy.
Idalia sate kawar kumatinasa Idalia sate kawar kumatinasa Wargo mati buye benamude Wenamuye muo yembe mauchibo Ya vida de gadibo Ure munigirale no madagdo Awe namude
Hello, good evening, Mr. Darius Avila. This is DJ Labuga all the way from Los Angeles, from Long Beach, California. How are you this evening, sir?
Hey, DJ Labuga. Ronnie, I'm doing good, sir. Very well, very well. How are you?
You must be tired, even though nothing has started. Well, you know what? Let me take that back. You've been working 365 days for this big event on the 19th of November, which is now taking several days of different activities. But the planning is from day one, the moment you close the festivities, is back to the table again. So welcome tonight, Mr. Avila.
Yeah.
Tell us what's going on. I mean, it's so much vibrations going on around this big event in Punta Gorda. So please let us know what's going on with the Battle of the Drums.
Oh, yes. Well, thanks for hosting me. Good night to all your listeners. It is indeed a great honor and a pleasure for us at the Battle of the Drum Secretariat to once again bring an explosive November to the town of Punta Gorda and the country of Belize. I am certain that a whole amount of people are coming this way to PG, Punta Gorda as we call it, to celebrate with us. And we have a full week of activities lined up from as early as this weekend.
Wow.
So we start out this weekend on Friday with the 6th annual high school Battle of the Drums. This is the Battle of the Drums that are geared towards the secondary school system. This is the 6th year that we're hosting this event. And because we take it to all the various high schools who participate, this year it will be the turn of Georgetown Technical High School to host the event. And we have 6 high schools that have signed up for it, namely Western College out of the Lead City, the Lead Academy and Ecumenical High School out of Danguiga, Independence High School and Georgetown Technical High School out of the Mid-Southern League, and then Toledo Community College out of Punta Gorda. The high school Battle of the Drums is an energetic and an exciting event. These students are so energetic and creative. at the same time while displaying Garifuna culture. So it is a one in a kind type of competition. They just raise the bar and take it to another level.
Yes, indeed. And I think you are responsible for bringing all these tourists into town. You have created such a foundation, such an organization that has been recognized by the government of Belize. Tell us about that recognition, please.
Yes. Oh, wow, man. It is so awesome. And, I am still wheeling from the excitement and that award that we got just a little over a week ago is where the government of Belize, in particular the Belize Tourism Board, which is the entity that supervises and markets the tourism industry of Belize, they recognize the Battle of the Drums as the major festival of the year. And with that designation means that for 2016, we are recognized as the best of the best in terms of festivals in our country of Belize. So it is, we're all excited about this recognition. And so we feel blessed and as well honored to have been recognized. Because now with this recognition, we were known prior to now, but we are known even more now. And the response has been overwhelming.
Overwhelming, yes, I believe. Well, congratulations on that, Darius Avila. You and your family have worked really hard in making this event a staple of the community. I think you are responsible for bringing so much people from the United States, from Europe, from Central America and the Caribbean. I am sure that
it could go as high as 70, 75. So several communities have over the years been hosting Miss Urome pageants just for their own local community. We in PG at the Battle of the Drums have been hosting this particular Miss Urome for PG over the past 6 years. And last year we had what we call the Miss Urome Champion of Champions contest.
wow.
This is whereby we brought back the 5 champions over the past 5 years to compete in who is the best of the Miss Urome in 2015. So that was last year. And we recognize that, this activity, this event is one that needs to evolve. And so at the Battle of the Drums, during our retreat in February, earlier this year, we decided that we will take this contest national. And so we invited women over the age of 55 from across the country. And so I'm pleased to announce that they have arrived in Punta Gorda town for the contest on Friday. And we have from Belize City, Miss Bridget Miranda. From Dandriga, Miss Doreen Castillo. From CN Bight, Miss Laverne Arzu. From Hopkins, Miss Hilda Martinez. And from Punta Gorda, Miss Rita Avila. So we have participants from almost all of the Garifuna communities in Belize. And next year we're hoping that we could have from every community.
Wow.
In Belize.
Congratulations.
So this will be a contest like no other. It will be one that I'm sure a lot of people will want to see. Because, man, these women, because they are of a certain age, they are creative.
Yes.
They know a lot about the culture.
Yes.
They can express themselves in Garifuna without being prompted and that type of stuff. And so it is certainly a great, great contest for our older women. And our prizes are also very impressive. So as to give them that encouragement to keep on showcasing and teaching our Garifuna culture.
That is beautiful, Mr. Avila. And for those of you, ladies and gentlemen, who want to get a copy of these flyers, I have posted the flyers on the Garifuna Language and Culture Academy page, also on the GAFU
Thank you.
Garifuna Facebook page, and it is Friday the 4th of November 2016, starting at 7 p.m. at,
Right.
Francis Ring Parish Hall in Punta Gorda Town. It is the first ever Miss Yurumain National Pageant presented by the Battle of the Drums Secretariat. The contestants
That
coming
is
from
correct.
Belize City, Tangriga, Hopkins, Simbite, and Punta Gorda. This is something you cannot miss, and to begin enjoying the festivities as we approach to the 19th of November celebration. Come down to Punta Gorda Town. It is happening in southern Belize. Once again, Mr. Darius Avila, thank you so much for the time. Is there anything else you want to add? I know there is a lot of things you want to talk about, and we have all the time. Now, if you have the time, go ahead and give us another brief rundown of what's going on starting this weekend again, please.
Sure. Thank you. And so, just to plug in something for our National Garifuna Council,
Mm-hmm.
on Saturday, November 15th, we will be having the annual Solidarity Mass at St. Peter Claver Church starting at 10 a.m. And then in the night, so the night of Saturday, November 5th, the National Garifuna Council will be hosting the annual Miss Garifuna National at 7 p.m. at the same Ring Parish Hall. So this contest, as you are aware, is for younger ladies, I think typically between the ages of 16 and 20 years old.
Okay.
So this is the national Garifuna competition that will be held again in Punta Gorda Town, because this year PG Town is hosting the Solidarity Mass and the National Garifuna Contest, Miss Garifuna Contest, on behalf of the National Garifuna Council. Moving along, the following day on November 6th, at the Battle of the Drums, we are having our annual service day. So this is a day where we seek out some of our less fortunate Garifuna elders and do something that is worthy to assist their situation. So we will be having our service day on Sunday, and we will be reaching out to 10 Garifuna elderly who are either sick or of significant old age that they need some assistance. So that is another way that we give back to our Garifuna people. And then we will have a little break in our calendar until November the 11th, which will be Friday, November the 11th, where we have in the morning the 9th annual Primary Schools Garifuna Translation Contest. Now, this translation contest is whereby the children who participate are given words in English, and they are expected to translate them in Garifuna. And it's not only words. We have words, phrases, proverbs, short sentences, and so forth. And this is one way this is part of our Garifuna language program. And through this, we help the participants to learn a lot of words, sentences, phrases, proverbs, and so forth in Garifuna, while at the same time participating in a very competitive spirit. And so we have primary schools from Barranco, from Punta Gorda Town, from Saint-Bite Village, from Georgetown Village, and as well from Hopkins Village, who will be competing in this 9th annual Primary Schools Garifuna Translation Contest.
Very
Again,
nice.
at the following Parish Hall, starting at 9 a.m. and going on to 12 noon. And then in the night, well, our festivities for the Battle of the Drums start with our Battle of the Drums food and fest. Now, Mr. Ronnie, the Battle of the Drums food and fest is an impressive event. We call it our signature event.
I could
Why?
imagine. Wow.
Yeah. Why? Because this is the event that starts our Battle of the Drums weekend. But more than that, we showcase Garifuna cuisine in a way that it's not presented anywhere in the world. And so, if you were to come to this event, you will see that Garifuna food is prepared in a way that is so impressive that we just want to look at it. It appears to be nice and everything, but it's well garnished and put together that you would rather just take a picture, a photograph, and store it. But of course, if you delve into it, you will know that, wow, this is nice food indeed. A major part of this event in showcasing Garifuna cuisine is the taste of the Garifuna cooking competition.
Wow.
So while the food and fest is happening, there is a competition happening within the food and fest that we call the Taste of the Garifuna cooking competition. And this is where the competitors are required to produce a main course that we call an entree, a dessert, and a drink. And each of these have to be prepared in a way that it is highly Garifuna influenced. And more important than that, the competitors come from luxury resorts and fine dining areas from Southern Belize. So
That is very nice. That is very nice. Very smart.
Right. Come from resorts like Hamanasi Resort out of Hopkins, Daguarif Resort out of Hopkins, the luxury resort Del Campo Lodge out of Punta Gorda, Asha's Restaurant out of Punta Gorda, and Thai Bar and Grill.
Wow.
Again, this is a competition, within the food and fest that showcases Garifuna cuisine. And because the competitors come from the top resorts, they also bring their A-game to this particular event. And as well, a big part of it is to showcase Paranda music. So we have an impressive lineup of artists and bands that will play only Paranda music, because that is what we cater to for this particular event. And the event goes from 8 p.m. to 3 a.m.
Wow.
the following day.
Bon La Ruga.
Everyone, I know a lot of folks, particularly from the U.S., come, they enjoy, they come, and it's from the formal events, so you come out dressed up, and in a way that, okay, you'll have good food, you'll dance good music, and nice drinks and everything, and, it's a nice social event.
Wow.
Where old friends meet and new families greet.
That is great. That is
So
great.
that
I
is
mean, you make me want to come to PG right now. What was that, Mr. Avila?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
No, I'm saying you make me want to come to Punta Gorda around this time of the year now.
Yes. Well, of course, so, you have an open invitation. Your invitation is open, and I trust that one day you'll be able to make it to Punta Gorda town.
Thank you so much. We'll make an effort to come next year. This year is already booked with so many activities, but we're really looking forward to coming and supporting and just enjoying the types of activities that you have to offer leading towards the 19th of November celebration. That's amazing. Wonderful job. And I want to applaud the Battle of the Drum Secretariat for all the wonderful and well-organized events that you put together. Really, really very professionally put together. Congratulations.
Certainly.
Yes.
Certainly. Our modus operandi is that the Garifuna culture is second to none. And so we need to showcase it in that high level that it rightly deserves.
Yes,
And
indeed.
who better than us to showcase it in that way, you know?
All right, yes.
And that's the
Well
reason
said.
we are
Nice.
promoting all of these things that we promote, all of these events.
Wow.
So I want to tell you about the Battle of the Drums on November the 12th.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we have groups from across the league, mainly from the League City, Dandriga, Plainbite, Punta Gorda, and as well from neighboring Yabuga, Livingston, Guatemala, and San Pedro Sula, Honduras.
Wow.
The competitors are well aware of the rules and the name and the game, and so they are in it to win it. And so we can expect to see an impressive show and competition during the 11th annual Battle of the Drums. Imagine we are 11 years and counting.
Yes.
You know,
Wow.
we are very happy. We are very, very happy sincerely about that. Because many things will not last as long as 5 years. And we are now here 11 years and counting. And so, you know, while we don't want to self-aggrandize, we just believe that, you know, we need to put that out there that, yes, certainly what we have been doing is something worthy. And we want to thank everyone who has been a part of this awesome journey, because it has taken so many people for us to reach this particular level. We couldn't have done it without, for example, our family, our friends, our fans, importantly, our
Yes.
sponsors, and the PG community on a whole, who has embraced this concept and has allowed us to take it to this level that we now have it. So what I would like our people to remember is that as soon as the Battle of the Drums is over, we will go into another new initiative of the Battle of the Drums Secretariat,
Yes,
and
indeed.
that is the first, the Lee's Garifuna Musical Festival.
Wow.
The Lee's Garifuna Musical Festival. Now, this festival is where we will showcase 4 genres of Garifuna music, namely Hurunga, Paranda, Punta, and Punta Rock. And that is what it will be for this year. The festival will be presented in a concert, and the concert will continue from immediately after the Battle of the Drums till 6 p.m. in the morning. And so we're saying that this is a concert, a festival that is dubbed Boulaluga Festival,
Wow.
because it will go until 6 a.m. And we have an impressive lineup of artists and bands. We have 6 bands lined up for that night, and over 15 artists lined
Wow.
up for that particular night. So our people come ready to party. You will get tired. We have enough bands and artists for you so that you can enjoy.
Wow.
I want to also mention that the concert will be a structured one. So the first hour, the bands and the artists will play only Guhugo music. The next 2 hours after that, they will play only Haranda music. The 4th hour, they will play only Punta music. And then the 5th and 6th hour, they will play only Punta Rock music.
Wow.
So it is done in that way so that most people who would prefer a certain genre of music, they will know what time their type of music will come on, and so they can make their way to the show, to the festival at that particular time.
Right.
As well, we
Wow.
want to be able to cater to our grown folks who are not particularly interested in Tugalak, for example, but they would like to dance some Huguhugu, they would want to dance some Paranda, and they would want to see all the artists in those two segments. So we will bring it on for them in that fashion.
Excellent. Very good. Nice. So this is for the 12th of November, right?
That is the 12th of November, immediately following the Battle of the Drum.
Okay, great. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget this is the Garifuna Musical first festival ever. Immediately after the Battle of the Drums on Saturday the 12th of November 2016, featuring 4 genres of Garifuna music. Hugu Hugu, Paranda, Punta, Punta Rock, with Wagera de drummers, Chico Ramos, Lovelace, let's see who else, Sweet Pain Band, Adrian the Doc Martinez, the Mayan Parandero, Mojaba Flores X Band, Sea Wills, and it's $20 admission, and of course La Rubella Band and many, many more. This is going to be the TCC compound in Punta Gorda Town, Belize, Central America. Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard it from the man behind the Battle of the Drums. Anything else, Mr. Avila? I know you got a little bit more for us. A lot of people are listening here in Los Angeles, so you know you have a big fanatics right here who love the work that you do in Punta Gorda and in Belize as a whole.
Certainly, and we thank them. We certainly appreciate them, and we are looking forward to receiving them with our open hearts and hands and minds. So once the festival is over, we can take a little break, but don't rest for too long, because on Sunday, starting at 2 p.m., we will have what we call the annual Paranda Show. This is a collaboration with Love FM and Love TV.
Wow.
Where we showcase again Paranda music, and it is a live Garifuna broadcast. Sorry, this is a live radio broadcast. So for those of our people who will be unable to make it to Punta Gorda Town for this year, they can listen in on Love FM, so that they can be a part of what is happening. The Paranda show is held right in front of their suite, and that is my hotel in Punta Gorda Town.
Mm-hmm.
And typically we have large crowds coming out. People come out to socialize, to make merry, to listen to live music, because in the lineup we'll have Mario and the Umalale group giving us live drumming performances.
Oh yeah, my favorite
Rafael
one from PG.
Martinez.
Yes.
Yes, right, from PG. We'll also have Rafael Martinez and the PG guys, and we'll also have Seawills out of Hopkins. Some of his great tunes. We know that Seawills is an award-winning performer and singer. He won several awards in an award show out of New York earlier this year, and he's well loved. His music, he's an up-and-coming parandero.
Yes.
And we at the Battle of the Drum certainly support him a whole lot. And to the extent that we can showcase him, we will continue to do so. So
Excellent.
That event starts at 7 p.m. on Sunday, November 13th, in front of their suite, and it continues up until 9 p.m. in the evening, right there, the Paranda show live on Love FM.
Wow, that is
and then,
amazing.
we get into a few educational stuff as we lead up to the 19th of November.
Mm-hmm.
And so Monday, November the 14th, we will have our annual educational public forum. And during this public forum for this year, we are featuring the contribution of Garifuna teachers to the country, to the development of the country of Belize. We know that our Garifuna teachers are the stalwarts who brave bad weather, rough roads, high bushes, treacherous plains to go into the interior to educate the Belizean public. And so we want to continue to showcase and herald their legacy. And during this public forum then, we will have a presentation by Mr. Jerry Enriquez, who is a researcher and also someone who has a lot of knowledge as it relates to the teaching profession in yesteryear and contribution of our Garifuna men and women in the country of Belize. So that will be an interesting forum, a very educational one as well. Then the following day, we move into our Garifuna Children's Talent Show. And this is a show where we allow our Garifuna children to showcase their Garifuna talent by saying different poems, making different presentations, singing different songs, and so forth as part of that particular event. And for that, they win different prizes. And that is November the 11th, a Children's Garifuna Talent Show. And then on the 16th, so once you are here from the backlog, you can expect to go to an event every night, right up to the 19th day. On November the 16th, we'll have Garifuna Drumming at Central Park.
Wow.
November 17th, we will have our annual Garifuna Cultural Retrieval and Preservation Exhibition at Father Ring Parish Hall from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. This is where we showcase various aspects of Garifuna life throughout the course of the day. Recall as well that November 17th is also our Garifuna Awareness Day. And so we always encourage our people to wear your Garifuna attire over the course of the day. In the night on November 17th, we will have the annual Torchlight Parade. This is where we proceed to the cemetery and we honor our deceased ancestors who have contributed significantly to our culture. And when we are back from that Torchlight Parade, we will assemble back at the Punta Gorda Central Park for drumming up to midnight.
Wow, that's amazing. Wow.
Yes, indeed. And that's just the pace for November 18th, where we will be having a Garifuna extravaganza featuring Garifuna groups and PG-based bands from 10 p.m. at Central Park in Punta Gorda town. And that will go from 10 p.m. right up until the time to go to Yurume on November 19th. Again, that is an exciting event. It is an event where people come out to socialize, listen to good music, dance, make merry, have fun, and prepare themselves in that festive mood for the 19th day of November, which we will start out with at 6 a.m. with the Yurume ceremony at the PG Cooperative Wharf. We know that Yurume is the depiction of the first arrival of our ancestors to the shores of Belize. And so, in Punta Gorda town, we depict the arrival in what we believe was close to what it was back then, the 19th day of November 1823, when the biggest group, arrived in the country of Belize. And so, like I was saying, we showcase this in a way where we have a superintendent who is a person of Caucasian descent. We have with him his soldiers, and then we have our ancestors in their doorways coming up to the shore, led by Alejo Bene and requesting permission to land. And they were denied 2 times before they were eventually accepted to land. So we do a whole depiction of that, which takes about 30 to 45 minutes. At the same time, we are narrating so that those people who are not familiar with the story can get the understanding as to how the Garifuna people are now in Belize, and what they had to go through to be able to settle in this country.
Wow.
And once
Wow.
the ceremony is done, we parade to the streets, we go to the church, have our mass ceremony, and then festivities throughout the course of the day, 19 days. A lot of Garifuna food, a lot of good Garifuna music, and it's just time to let loose and enjoy this day, 90 day of November.
Wow. That's amazing. I don't know how you have the manpower to handle all of these back-to-back events, and they're just amazing. I mean, one event requires a lot of people to coordinate and to do the things, and now that you add all of these side shows that lead into the 19th of November, I just have to say congratulations, Mr. Avila, for such a wonderful job, for the leadership that you offer to the community, and for the great asset that you are to the people of Belize and the government of Belize, because you are the one who motivates the tourism to come to southern Belize, which we know the majority of tourists that come to Belize, they mostly go to San Pedro and the Keys and, of course, Tangriga, but then hardly do we see tourists go to southern Belize, and in this case, Punta Gorda.
Yes, that is true. That is true. So, this event in itself, what we do in November have the effect of attracting a lot of locals and tourists alike to the south. And so we are not only showcasing our culture, but it has an economic spill-off where everyone that is a part of the tourist industry benefits, from the small vendor in the street to the restaurants, the hotels, the taxis, the service stations, everyone who would like to make $1 and are positioned to do so, do make, some money throughout the course of November with all the festivities that we promote.
No, definitely. I mean, even people who welcome guests in their own house, hey, for a little change, hey, you're still making money. You're motivating the economy in PG.
Right. That is correct.
Thank you so much, Mr. Avila. We praise you for the work that you do. We love you and your family, and of course, we love the people of Punta Gorda, as we are very close to them. As you know, hey, my wife is from PG, and of course, Los Angeles happens to be the home to a large Garifuna community from PG, right?
Yes, that is correct. That is correct indeed.
Thank you so much.
I would also want to thank you for, giving me the opportunity to talk about what we're doing here, to give it that greater exposure. Without this type of exposure, a lot of people would not know what we are doing, and it would be hard for them to relate. So I want to thank you sincerely, and I am sure that we will continue with this relationship so that we can see what type of collaboration we can continue to do to continue to advance the Garifuna culture.
Thank you so much for your time, sir. I give my regards to the family and tell the whole town of PG that we love PG and that we miss being there for this, especially the celebration of the 19th of November and the Battle of the Drums and all of the side activities that you have planned for 2016. Thank you so much, and buti guyo.
Thank you.
Ayo.
Buti guyo. Good night, one and all.
Good night. On behalf of Garifuna American Heritage Foundation United, we thank you for joining us tonight to the Clifford J. Palacio Garifuna Language and Culture Academy online. Don't forget, tune in every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time through www.lmbroots.com in the Bronx and www.radiocentroamerica.com in Los Angeles. Classes are free and for the entire family. Download the homework or the handout from our Facebook's Garifuna Language and Culture Academy page or from www.garifunaheritagefoundation.org. All radio shows are recorded or archived for your online demand. So you can find it on YouTube's Gafu channel anytime, 24/7. This project is made possible in part by a grant from the Alliance for California Traditional Arts in partnership with the Walter and Elise Haas Fund, the William and Flora Hewitt, and the James Irvine Foundation.
Higa bonito, higa bonate, higa bo mama, higa bo dada, hanumada kuno.